and welcome to Beyond Safari, a think tank media podcast. Hosted by Fadhila Saad, this show explores Uganda and East Africa through tourism, culture, and hospitality. Beyond wildlife, beyond familiar narratives, and into the stories that bring the region to life. Through warm conversations and authentic storytelling, it offers fresh perspectives, practical insight, and a deeper understanding of the people and places shaping hospitality today. We invite you to see what others miss.
Welcome everyone to Beyond Safari. I am your host, Fadhila Saad, joining you all the way from the Pearl of Africa, Uganda. Today's greeting is in Luganda. Ulyotia, it simply means, how are you? Throughout the podcast, you're going to hear greetings from different Ugandan languages because Uganda is home to more than 50 indigenous languages and over 65 cultural communities. Every language has a story, and every story deserves to be heard. This is our pilot episode, and our opening question is going to be, who gets to tell the story of a country? Is it the people who live there, the people who visit, or the people writing headlines thousands of miles away? And for too long, many stories about Africa have been told from the outside looking in. And Beyond Safari exists to help tell all these stories from within. We live in an age where stories shape everything. They influence where people travel, where they invest, where students choose to study, where businesses choose to grow. Stories create perception, and perception influences decision. Uganda is often known internationally for gorillas, safari, and beautiful landscapes. And yeah, don't get me wrong, these stories are very true, but they are only part of our story. There is another Uganda, a Uganda of entrepreneurs, a Uganda of hospitality professionals, innovators, students, communities. We have artists. We have some of the most amazing chefs. We have educators, event organizers. We'll be talking about the famous Nyege Nyege. We have conservationists, and we have people building something extraordinary every day. And this podcast exists to tell those stories. Now, I want to share with you some fun facts about Uganda. Uganda has one of the youngest populations in the world. Nearly 80% of the population is under the age of 35. And this means that Uganda's future is literally being built by young people today. And so this is a very exciting time for Uganda, and tourism continues to be our country's leading foreign exchange earner, and it's one of the biggest employers. And our government is continuously investing in tourism as a strategic sector through the National Development Plan. And Uganda is very strong on MICE. We are growing our meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibition industry. So international hotel brands are continuing to expand. We now have more schools, hospitality schools, which are producing more talented graduates. We have so many young entrepreneurs who are creating incredible tourism experience. We have destination experience. We are now going into experiential tourism. We have people who have amazing farms, coffee farms, with they have farms with cows. They have all sorts of animals. And this is a sector which young people are really embracing. Everyone who has a plot of land, everyone who lives near a lake or a natural resource, a river, a mountain, they're all entrepreneurs who are trying to they're trying to build their own story about hospitality. And we have a lot of stories about coffee, about our diverse culture, about our very, very interesting cuisine. There's a lot of adventure, there's conservation, and most importantly, business and innovation. This has been the best time, and this is the best time to have this conversation. If you think about it, Uganda is the home to the source of the Nile, and we have mountain gorillas, and we have Africa's largest freshwater lake. So more than 1,000 bird species can be found all over Uganda. Every part of Uganda, there's always something. And so many books have been written, so many coffee table magazines. In airports, you'll find books about our birds, about the different species of birds, even some which are rare. And yet, Uganda also offers vibrant cities. In contrast, we have the cities, we have conference facilities, we have luxury hospitality, we have cultural tourism and investment opportunities that many people never get to hear about. So when we look at Beyond Safari, we focus on it and say, why are we only focusing on hospitality? Why is this podcast only going to focus on hospitality? And this is because hospitality is more than just hotels, it's how people feel. Long after someone leaves Uganda, they may forget the hotel room number, but they'll always remember how they were welcomed. Hospitality is where tourism becomes personal. Hospitality is what connects people, cultures, communities, dreams, careers, and that is why hospitality sits at the heart of this podcast. Maybe at this point, I would ask our listeners to reflect. Behind every memorable journey, there's always a person. Behind every time someone sets out to visit Uganda or explore Uganda and the good memories you have to reflect and think about it. There is a person who is making this experience beautiful for you. It could be a chef, a receptionist, a guide, a student, farmers, a driver. Yes, drivers, teachers. And these are the stories I want us to discover together. I'm incredibly proud that Beyond Safari is part of Think Tank Media and Hospitality Nexus. Now, let me tell you a bit about Hospitality Nexus. Hospitality Nexus is a global human first platform based in United States that brings together the entire hospitality ecosystem. In Hospitality Nexus, you are going to find industry leaders, you are going to find educators, students, employers, technology providers, hospitality associations, tourism organizations, partners from around the world. And Hospitality Nexus describes itself as the career fair that never closes. So through this platform, now Uganda also has an opportunity to contribute its voice to the global hospitality conversation. We are going to showcase that Uganda is not simply a destination, but we are going to prove that Uganda is a country full of ideas, innovation, talent, leadership. And these are the stories that you should expect to find on the Beyond Safari podcast. So people are always asking me, I'm sure most of our listeners are like, okay, why you, Fadhila? Why are you the one sharing stories about Uganda? Well, if I may tell you a bit more about myself, for over 20 years, I've worked across education, business development, and workforce development. And through Phoenix Careers, I've had the privilege of helping students prepare for careers and international hospitality internships. So I've worked closely with hospitality schools, industry partners, young professionals, employers. Yeah, and employers. I work a lot with employers. And I've had the honor of serving as one of the founding members of Hospitality Nexus's International Advisory Committee. So I work alongside with global hospitality leaders, and we are reinforcing something that I've always believed, that Uganda has the most incredible stories. And all we need is just a global stage. So hosting this podcast is my small contribution to making that happen. So in the coming episodes, we are going to welcome voices from across Uganda and hopefully eventually East Africa. So expect to hear people from Uganda Tourism Board, hotel general managers, people from hospitality schools. I'm going to host different chefs, entrepreneurs, expatriates. Yes, we are also going to invite students who are doing hospitality. We are going to talk to investors. Yeah, I really want to talk to investors. And we also want to have community tourism leaders, people who are in ecotourism, people who are trying to make our sustainable and green tourism, and of course, event organizers, the people who make those big events that are selling the country out there. They're promoting the image of the country. And I want us to talk to government leaders. So on Beyond Safari, we are going to talk about travel, we are going to talk about culture, hospitality, business, investment, careers, education, and the real experiences that shape hospitality in Uganda, way beyond the stories of the gorillas and the safaris. So, if this episode has sparked your curiosity, then I invite you to join us on this journey. I want you to subscribe and share, drop an email on beyondsafaripodcast@gmail and tell me how you want to contribute. If you know that you're part of the group I've talked about and you want to join us on this podcast to also share your experience in hospitality, then I invite you to send me an email. I want you to subscribe. I want you to join the conversation so you can watch every episode of Beyond Safari inside Hospitality Nexus at www.hospitalitynexus.org. And I want to thank you for spending this time with me. I'll leave you with this thought. Uganda is famous for its wildlife. But what people remember most is how we make them feel, because beyond every safari, there's a story. And I can't wait to share with you these stories. So I'm Fadhila Saad. Mwebale nyo nyo nyo. Thank you very, very much. Until next time, this is Beyond Safari, and we'll be sharing stories of Uganda beyond the wild.
Thanks for spending time with us on Beyond Safari. This podcast is part of Think Tank Media and Hospitality Nexus, a global human-first platform bringing the hospitality ecosystem together in one place. Inside the Nexus, it's a career fair that never closes, connecting industry leaders, educators, students, employers, and partners through real presence. You can watch every episode of Beyond Safari inside Hospitality Nexus at hospitalitynexus.org. Stay curious, travel deeper, and keep discovering what others miss.